Kal halalim Banawa Yahweh, Alahainawa, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh Shai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh Shai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Alahainawa, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Yahweh is the Most High's name, which means He exists. Yahweh Shai is His Son's name, our King, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Hamashiach meaning the anointed. All right. Yahweh Shai means He delivers. He's our deliverer, our lawyer, our interceder, who talks to the Most High on our behalf. Hence the reason He was sacrificed um, on the cross for the elect, whoever they are, across the four corners of the earth. And the elect are Israelites. It's none of you heathens, you're non-Israelites. Okay? The Israelites are, the bulk of them are on ground zero. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. When I say so-called blacks, it's not referring to you Somalians, you Hamites, you Sudanese, you Egyptians, not you Hamites, okay? The whole world is brown, and you people are not Israelites. Yes, there's Israelites scattered to the four corners of the earth, and they're amongst each nation, all right? But I'm talking about you heathens right now, all right? Because I myself do not come under the banner of so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, all right? I may look so-called Hispanic, but I'm not under that banner, all right? Because Israelites are scattered to the four corners of the earth, and I was blessed in the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yashai with the name, uh, certain visions and dreams, which I've spoken upon, and I was hesitant to make a video on this, but seeing this video again of the angel, and as you can see, the angel is a so-called black man, all right. And if you see the movie Knowing, the Knowing with Nicolas Cage, obviously they show everything in reverse. They call good evil, evil good. They made the angels look leprous and pale with yellow hair, which is a curse pursuant to the book of Leviticus. Having yellow hair and pale skin like a pig, or pale skin with no melanin, is a curse. All right. Why would the Lord make angels look like something that's dead? You know, that can't. Why would the Lord take joy in making something pale, or give His chosen people pale skin? Uh, where they can't vibrate in the sun. All right. But anyway, the book of, the movie Knowing shows the angels with wings like that as well, because Esau knows what the angels look like. And as you can see, there's a angel here who is a so-called black man. I just want to talk about, excuse me, and number one, it's thing I want to add as well. I'm no way, you know, uh, bigging myself up, and I'm no way by saying anything that I'm special or whatever. All right. Only the Lord knows. And the Lord has carried me thus far. And you go through your hellish conditions, your mental anguish on a daily basis. But the Lord gives you time to breathe as well, catch a little smile here and there. But nevertheless, um, just a couple of weeks ago, I live in a heavy Israelite foreigner. But now, with the gentrification, a lot of them have left. It's very Hamite and Elamite and Arab and a lot of Ishmael here, and a whole bunch of Eastern Europeans as well. Yeah, there's Jakes amongst them, but it's very heathenistic. Right? I was in a store a few weeks ago, and there was where I was going to the meat aisle to buy some chicken. I was going to buy some chicken mince or something like that, or maybe some chicken breasts and thighs. Excuse me. And there was standing probably a Jake who was swole, right? And by the way, this Jake had no tattoos. Because, the culture nowadays with Israelite men, especially so-called blacks, Hispanics, or Jake in general, right, is tatted up, right? This Jake had no tattoos. This guy, Jake, was swole. He wasn't ripped or anything, but he was swole. Like he was like at a level where you look like a wrestler, but you're not fat. You're like, you look solid. This guy must have been at least, I'm close to 6 foot, right? I'm about 5'11" and a half. I'm about 6 feet, near enough. This Jake must have been around 6'3", 6'4". He must have weighed around about 230, maybe 250 pounds. He had short dreads. Each dread, not dreads, was it dreads or plaited hair? It could have been plaits or it could have been short dreads. I may be saying the hairstyle incorrect, but couldn't be no longer than 3-4 inches, you know, on the top of his head. But he had a rough beard, a really rough beard. You know, it wasn't lined up, it wasn't trimmed low. It was like about a number 4, number 3.5, 4, right? Trim wise, it wasn't lined up or nothing. This guy had headphones on, didn't say nothing, right? I walked around the whole store, right? But somehow, I don't know where he disappeared to, but then when I got back in the queue, he just, he was in front of me. And then I go again the second time. He's there again in the same meat aisle. And I didn't think nothing of it at the time. And then the Lord put a spirit in me saying that, that's an angel, you know? And I realized after, I said, what the? That was an angel. Because I ain't seen that guy since then. He had workout gear on, right? And for the most part, listen, it's a very brown area I live in, right? And there are people that look so-called black, but they're many Hamites. This guy, you cannot mistake him for a Hamite. He looked like a straight-up Judite or a Benjaminite, right? Big, swole Jake, no tats, nothing, right? Looked like he finished coming out, we're working out at the gym. This guy definitely was an angel, okay? I don't think nothing of it. And man, angels, the way they just act so blasé sometimes, and it's just it just lets you know that the angels are there, man. And I'm sure, I don't know whether I should say this or not. I'm gonna say it, and I know a lot of you Jakes, the way this angel is flashing here, and a lot of Israelites, a lot of our prophets and teachers. I don't know which. I think it was maybe one of the brothers in I think it was either Virgin Islands or one of the brothers in the UK of Great Millstone said that their whole house lit up because there was an angel there. Now that's happened to me as well. In the middle of the night when I went into my kitchen, the whole kitchen lit up with such a bright flash. It was like this, a whole big flash, right? And also, I don't know, should I say this or not? Maybe it's too much. Maybe I should keep it to myself. Listen, the angels will show themselves, okay? Sometimes they'll come just looking like a regular person, all right? And remember, the angels that I've seen, and I believe back in, a while back, there was an angel that was around me that looked like a Latino, right? But he was speaking a different, a North Indian language, which is Punjabi to me one time, because I was going through some things, and I was standing outside a takeaway having a beer late at night, and I think he was telling me, he basically said to me, "Don't worry about what you did, worry about what you're going to do next." Basically giving me comfort talk. All right. And also since then, I've been seeing angels, and they've all been so-called black men, and you can't mistake them for nobody else but a so-called black man. You can't mistake them for a Hamite, right? And I've also, I was parking up my car one time. I was late for an appointment, right? And I don't know where this guy came out from. He was a Judite with a Nigerian accent. He didn't have a beard or nothing. He was just trying to blend in. Regular haircut, right? Smooth face. But remember, these are angels in disguise, right? So sometimes they ain't gonna have that immense, royal look, so to speak, right? He's wearing a suit, carrying an umbrella. But it wasn't raining though. and there was no reason for him to help me reverse park. I was reverse parking my vehicle, and I was late for the appointment. I thought I was late, and I literally was. And then I reversed in, and he goes to me, and he goes, "Oh." Then he just appeared out of the blue, right behind me, and I saw him in my rearview mirror. I turned around, and he goes, "Oh, come in, park up." And I said to him, I opened the window. I said, "Oh, I'm late for an appointment." He goes to me, "Don't worry, you're gonna make it. You are gonna make it." And I took that twofold: one for the appointment, and also I was taking that as a positive sign. Hopefully, Lord willing, all right, that you'll make it on the first trip as well, whatever your position is. You know what I'm trying to say, right? In terms of salvation. And then when I got to my appointment, right, I was at least 5-10 minutes late. When I got to my appointment, right, it was medically related. Um, I spoke. The receptionist goes, "Oh, don't worry, you're on time, because there's already a person in there anyway that was late." So basically, I didn't miss my appointment, and the angel knew that where I was going and said I was going to make it, and basically, I did make it. Right? It may be a small thing to a lot of people; it'll go over their heads because they don't believe in spiritual things. To me, that was a big thing, right? And also, I've had times where there were, man, listen, I was putting fuel in my car one time, right? No, actually, no. The first time was I was walking to a store, and outside the store there was a so-called black man, right? He wasn't very tall, full beard, uh, very comely Jake, right? He looked very clean, very well groomed, but not like lined up or nothing. But his beard line was just naturally perfect, without using putting a razor to it, you know. Uh, very well groomed, um, in a biblical sense. He looked very tidy, but I think he was sitting on the floor or he was kneeling down, talking to some homeless guy. Um, and I walked past him, right? I didn't think anything of it because I know in the scriptures, in it, no, it means in the scriptures say know who you're doing good to. You don't want to just give your money willy nilly to people. And I've given money willy nilly to people, assuming that I'm doing good, and then you come back a couple of hours later and you see that motherfucker smoking a cigarette. He lied about, they lied to you that, oh, I need money to go home or whatever, and they use the money to buy a pack of cigarettes or whatever. So I'm very careful to not to give money. And if I give anything to a Jake, I maybe get them, some bit of food or whatever. It could even be something like a whole big bag of potato chips and a couple of beers, just to give them a snack or whatever, and some beers. Just you do something small like that. It's nothing major, or whatever, right? Um, and this Jake, I didn't think nothing of it. And I walked by, and then he had like, I don't know, he had like a stern look on his face. Maybe, you know, he wasn't happy I didn't engage or whatever. I don't know. I was just being wary, all right? Or maybe because, angels do look stern, right? They look austere. But mind you, this angel didn't look like, it wasn't 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", nothing like that. So this is my third encounter with an angel, third or fourth encounter. And this time round, then a couple of weeks later, or I don't know, a couple of days or maybe a week later, I was parking up my car, and he was either rolled up and I saw him sitting at a gas station. It was like where you park your cars. There's four or five bays there where if you want to park your vehicle there, you want to grab a drink or a sandwich from inside or whatever, or get a coffee. Right? He was just sitting there on the curbside, just staring at me. Right? And I looked and I thought, okay, it's the same guy again. I put my fuel and didn't think anything of it, drove away. And then a couple of weeks later, I was taking a walk in my local park, and then I saw him there again. And this time, I engaged with him. I spoke to him. I bought a couple of beers or whatever. It was a lovely day uh, during the summer period, of course. Sky was blue. I went for a walk. I believe it was a Friday afternoon, Friday evening, or a Saturday afternoon. It's probably Saturday afternoon. Went for a walk, and then I thought, man, I want to get a couple of beers, you know. Um, I walked by him, and he was sitting there on the on the staircase. And this is in another town, by the way, which is about 5 miles away. There's a favorite park I like to go, which is really beautiful. You know, just nice trees everywhere, and birds tweeting, and it's a nice, healthy environment. Just children playing, their mothers watching over them. It's a nice sort of family park, right? Really big park. You know, you can just see some nice squirrels just coming down the tree. It's just really a nice bit of nature, especially being in London and all, right? And this is like about 5 miles away. And I walk by and I see him there, sitting on the staircase. I walked past him. I said, "Let me get. I'm gonna grab a beer for him as well." I grabbed a couple of beers, walked by, and I started engaging with him. But he had like he wasn't a West. He didn't have a West Indian accent. He had like a Judite accent, like from West Africa, you know. And I started talking to him, and I brought up the name. I wanted to see his reaction. I just said to him, "Oh, you're an Israelite." And then I brought up the name Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and he said it. He said the name Yahweh Bashem Yahushai without me repeating it, without me explaining it, and he had a smile on his face, right? And I gave him a beer, right? Um, and we chatted for a bit, and I walked off. And that was like three different times I met the last angel, right? I mean the last the conversation the what I just mentioned right now. Three times I saw him. The third time I saw him, I spoke with him, mentioned the name, and gave him a beer as well. All right. And three means confirmation. And the way this guy was just appearing in different places, man, it goes to show that the angels are everywhere, bruv. Sometimes you'll see them in human form. And every time I saw these angels, they were all men of color. And three out of the four encounters, right, they look like so-called black men. You couldn't mistake them for a Hamite, a Somalian, none of that. They look like so-called black men. And two out of the four times I met the angels, two of them were like had full beards as well. They'll come in different forms. They're not going to always look all like royal and majestic. But the last one that I mentioned, where I saw him three times, all right. So one of the angels I saw twice, the real swole one, who was huge, and the last one, the one I just mentioned, I saw him three times. You know, you get overwhelmed sometimes. That the Lord cares about you like that, where even though you go through the hellish conditions that you go through, that Yahweh Shem Shai, like cares about little old me. You know, you get a little bit choked up about thinking about it, and and sometimes you do you see flashes, man. You might see them in your peripheral. You might see, like, you might be sleeping, you might see have like a little flicker of light on your on your eyelid. you know you might be feeling just feeling lazy in bed. You want to pray, and you want to get up and pray, but you think, oh no, no, a little bit more longer in bed, especially when you got that time to sleep a little bit longer in bed. But the angels like just chucking a light on you. You know what I'm talking about. Those of you that have had that experience, a little flash, like a, you know, and then you say, okay, it's time to get up. You know, and obviously you got the spiritual numbers as well. And then when you have like questions in your head, and then lo and behold, you click into YouTube, you go into YouTube land, and there's a video that was uploaded 10 minutes ago answering your question. You know? And and the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yashai is always the men of Great Millstone, the apostles, elders, bishops, prophets of Great Millstone, or affiliate camps. Brother Azan Amath, another excellent teacher, right? You know, that would answer certain questions, because the Lord puts a spirit on our teachers, man, to teach us. All right. And this is just a perfect example. This is on GMS Word of Life, who I'm subscribed to, right? And this is an excellent vision. Excellent version of the angels, right? I'm just gonna play it, man. Check it out. There's no way that's a white man. Look at that angel. Does that look like a white man? That was a man of color. Look at that. You see the wings. See the wings. You see a white garment. You see the brown face, and you see like the outline of an afro. Okay, and that bright light. All right, let's go to a quick scripture. Psalms 34, verse 7. The angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, encampeth around about them that fear him and delivereth them. Okay? And it's also, let's go to Psalms 91 as well. So Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai keeps the angels around us. Okay? Keeps the angels around us, and we see them at various points when we need them the most. All right? Sometimes they come out of the blue, and it's like the Lord chucking a bone at you and giving you that blessing, man, of feeling that extra comfort, of feeling protected, you know? Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Yahweh Shemashai shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In Him will I trust. You know, we got to keep that trust, man, because sometimes you think that, man, the Lord has forsaken you and you're going through so much and thinking, man, Lord, please, get me out of this. How much more? You just got to wait for that blessing, You got to wait for that blessing, man. Just got to wait for that blessing. Like Job said to his wife, shall we receive paraphrasing, shall we receive evil from the Lord or bad from the Lord as well as not good? However Job said it, you know. So you're going to receive both because Yahweh Shem Shah will make you abased, and then also the Lord, will bring you down, and Yahweh Shem Shah will make you abound, bring you up. Because if you're going through certain things in your life right now, it's because in that when an hour of temptation comes, you're going to be going through things. Because if you're not going through turmoil and tribulation right now, when the hour of temptation comes, right, you will fall, you will fold like a cheap suit. You understand? You won't be able to make it. So it's the Lord priming you and giving you that little bit of exercise and warm up before the real deal occurs. So it don't feel nice right now, but it's all for the betterment of you spiritually, physically, and mentally. But wait for the Lord's mercy. It's going to come to pass. All right. I don't need to go through all of that. 1 second. 1,000 shall fall at thy right, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. That's the pestilence and the destruction yet to come. All right. This the main one I want to get to is Psalms 91 and 11. Right. Let's go to Psalms 91 and 10. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right. Okay. It was like my Moabite neighbor once. She came knocking on the door. She said, is electricity going off in your house? And then I checked, the electricity worked. Her electricity went off. It was like a power failure, Esau fucking around. Right. But the electricity was working in my house, similar to testimony of the Issacharite brother who's in GMS Chicago camp, the light-skinned brother with a long full beard. Like his wife, his missus had a dream, I believe it was a vision, or he had the vision. Salakia, I'm getting old. um, yeah, and the power in the house is working where everybody else's was not working. So Yahweh Shemashah can keep you sustained that way, where the the hot water, the electricity, the gas can be working in your house when all hell breaks loose. Because that could be your dwelling. The Lord Yahweh Shemashai could put a force field over your house where martial law troops can't even touch you. That could happen too. And I've had that thought come in my mind quite a few times. But only the Lord knows. We'll see when that day comes. All right, now let's get back to a major scripture. Sorry, a major verse, right? That is pertinent to what I've been saying. Psalms 91 and 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. The angels are there to guide you. Um, so either you're going to learn from the situation you go through, or the Lord's going to, send the angels there to save, to save you from situations. The Lord's going to give you that covering, and when your back is against the wall, especially when those really evil days are coming, right now with Jacob's trouble and the hour of temptation, the Charagma, Revelation 13, 16, and 17, World War III, these angels are going to manifest themselves, man. And if you're part of that number, you're going to get that spiritual power too, like Psalms 110 lets you know, saying that, they'll be willing in the day of thy power, because Yahweh Shemashai is going to give power to the elect, whoever they are, across the four corners of the earth, I don't want to make this too long, but just wanted to sort of touch upon angels being around the hopeful elect, because we're hopeful whatever your position is, because the way the body is made up of core parts, it could be like the brain, the head, the arms, the legs, but also the other core, every part may have a major aspect of there's parts of the body that have a major part, and there's parts of the body that have a small part. But nevertheless, they're all part of the body, and they're significant, because you as a human being, you as an Israelite, you don't want to lose your little pinky finger, do you? Lord forbid, right? You don't want to lose your little pinky, little toe on your foot, do you? No, right? You don't want to lose your fingernail, do you? Right? So it's the same way, whatever your position is, whether it's large or small, you are part of that body. If you are part of that body, if you are the elect, so it's all still, you are still core to being part of that body. If you are part of that body, you know what I'm trying to say, right? So those of you that don't have like a major position in you know compared to our elders, prophets, and teachers, the men of Great Millstone and affiliate camps, right? Don't fret, because at the end of the day, the Lord is giving you certain spiritual blessings, and that should be enough to sustain you, man, to get you all the way through. And the Lord will turn it up, all right, as time goes along. Like in the ancient world, King David leaped over walls and did certain things, man, certain acts that would be uh, of a major scale even right now. But with the technology and the tools that Esau has been given, because Esau's spiritual power in a carnal sense is his weaponry, right? Right. But King David didn't fly. King David didn't shoot laser beams out of his eyes. Okay, the elect, whoever they are, they're going to get spiritual power on this side before they're completely changed, are going to do things like that. Forget Superman. You're going to be more powerful than a Superman. All right. So the Lord is going to be there every step of the way, man. Okay. So the Lord got us. The Lord got his elect. The Lord has his elect. Because as Psalms 91 and 11 says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. All right. So Yahweh Shemashai has us, man. All right. Anyway, all praise to Yahweh Shemashai, Bashem Rakak Shalom.